No one is likely to believe that they fear the truth, though hopefully they are willing to admit they do not care to listen to people who they consider to be liars. In fact, it can be expected for people to dismiss the proposition based on their belief they only sense are liars. There may be a few people who will admit the truth is avoided by many people, but not that it's avoided by them. The world is too divided not to assume at least half the world is actively engaged in suppressing the truth. But which truth? On the other hand, this division will suggest to many that something like half of the world's population not only accepts the truth, but are doing their best to introduce the rest of mankind to it. But which half are the truth holders and the truth tellers, and which half are the truth deniers and the liars? If people are not frightened of the truth, why can't one half convince the other half? This assumes, of course, that one half has the truth and the other half believes lies. But it is possible for both sides to have embraced lies, and that neither lie is convincing to those who embrace the other lie. It is possible for one group to be right and the other wrong, but if one side is right, why do people convert from one set of propositions or from one set of lies to the other without either side seeming to gain much of an advantage? If one side has the truth and the other side the lies, ought there not to be an advantage for the side that has the truth? The only explanation for this is that there is a truth, but people fear it and avoid it, which is why both sides have lies or embrace lies. On the other hand, people cannot help but seek the truth. In this, there is no alternative. One cannot seek lies because lies are infinite in number and can, at best and only, be avoided. You can't seek lies. Even a lie must mimic, at least in part, the truth to be repeated or believed. Otherwise, the lie is just a nonsensical statement that no one pays attention to. So every lie has to have a portion of truth. To understand the claim that people fear the truth, it must be accepted that truth exists. Given the fact that truth exists, we need to understand truth is arrived at by means of deduction. Truth must be deduced logically, it cannot be inducted. No one can look at a set of partial events and from these things extrapolate truth or an absolute. All they are doing when making inductions is making a subjective interpretation as to the meaning of what they saw. The point is, the truth exists if people want to find it. It is being avoided. And the only explanation for this is that people are frightened about where the truth takes them and the implications of the truth. Atheists and liberals can be forgiven for their refusal to acknowledge the truth. They have an agenda. We will not bother with them for the rest of the discussion, but Christians know the Bible is true. They know God spoke the world into existence as something that is good. Yet Christians do not follow the Bible, and they do not embrace what is good. Indeed, they do not think they ought to follow the Bible fully. They think some parts of it are hyperbolic and unreasonable. Christians also know the truth is written on their hearts, and they are without excuse. Yet they avoid deductive reasoning almost as much as atheists do. Mankind fears truth because truth is fixed. Mankind's love of freedom is a passion for playing the odds. The truth is logical and deductive, and as such, it has nothing to do with emotional intelligence. People love their emotions, and they want to be ruled by emotions, even in worship, not deductive reasoning. But emotional intelligence is not what ought to be guiding a Christian, at least. This is the crux of the issue. People are emotional. They're ruled by their emotions. They're not rational, and they're not ruled by deductive reasoning. People fear the truth because the truth is not emotional and cannot be arrived at with and through emotion. Truth is deductive and rational and can only be arrived at by analytics. And so it's not precisely the truth people fear, it's the loss of their emotions.